What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to today's episode of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Maps Exposed. The series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every one of the maps in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the map Biolab. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first line of sight that I have for you guys is a pretty awesome one actually. The top of the roof right over there, that's a very common place for snipers and just for people in general to sit because they have an overview of the entire B area. And I see so many people trying to challenge them from like over here. You don't have the advantage when you're over here. The best way to challenge them is to come all the way back against this wall, put your back against the wall, and you'll be able to see them if they're standing up there. And if they're laying down on top of the roof, all you have to do is hop up on this railing like this, and there you go. You can see the entire rooftop just by moving. You are a little bit more exposed if you're standing on the railing here. Like if they're really paying attention, they'll see you. But when your back is against the wall like this, they won't see you. It's really going to be a difficult, they're going to have a really difficult time seeing you because of the background that you have. Your back's against the wall, you're far back in the room where it's kind of dark. So that's one of the best lines of sight that I can give you on this game. I get so many kills now every single game from using this ever since I found this. So moving on over by the A flag, I have a pretty cool jump that not a lot of people know about yet, and it can be useful in very certain situations. I don't use this one like every single game, but it can be very useful in certain situations. So I'll just make sure all this glass is broken out, but you can actually jump from this window across into that window. Hopefully I don't screw this up and embarrass myself the first time. Very simple jump. This goes the other way. It's actually more effective the other way. A lot of times I find myself in here, and I have enemies that are camping on the stairs or on top of the roof. They never expect you. You can jump straight up to the rooftop here, or you can just jump straight into that window, and you get on their flank and destroy them. They'll have no idea what hit them. I use this one very often if I end up spawning over here, especially in hardpoint, because there is a hardpoint location over there. Also, this one is a whole lot less practical, but I just wanted to show that you can do it. It's a little bit more difficult too, but you can actually jump, and if you can get 2 boosts, sometimes you can make the jump. I promise you can sometimes. Not every time, but I'm not going to bother showing you that one again. It can be done, though. Now, over on the A flag, a lot of people don't know that you can actually jump up on top of these light posts here. So it's actually somewhat useful, I guess, against certain enemies. Like if they're head glitching that area over there, which is a pretty common spot, then this isn't a bad spot to be. Let's see if I can just make my jump over to this one properly. Yep, okay. And this one, you can get a nice line of sight across to that top area. It's like the track that transports those canisters, like this track that goes over top of the C flag right there. So you can see enemies through there, but this really isn't that ideal because you have no cover and you have nowhere to go if someone starts shooting at you. Instead, one of my favorite spots by the C flag for a line of sight is to hop up right here, and this gives you a nice line of sight right into that head glitch area that I was just showing you earlier, which is a very common place. And if you want to take cover from them, all you have to do is crouch. Also, you do get a bit of a line of sight if people are up on top of that walkway. You can also see them there, or you can use it as a check spot just to see if anyone's there. So this is a very useful spot that I use nearly every game now. Now, this next line of sight, I actually picked up from watching the MLG Columbus tournament. I noticed they were using this one a lot in Search and Destroy. This window right here, if you have enemies in that window, a great way to pick them off is to come right back here and look at that. There's no way they're going to see you there, and even if they do, they're not going to be able to shoot you through there before you can easily take cover and move away. So it's a pretty awesome way to pick people off that are in that window without them knowing. Now, if you're on top of this track area right here, if you're attacking the A flag or defending the A flag, this is a very good spot to get a line of sight on the A flag. Unfortunately, though, if they use the capture spot that's right next to that rock, even if you back all the way up here, you won't be able to see them and shoot them, so you will have to rush them. So that's why I like capturing next to that rock there, so that people can't get a line of sight on you from on top of this track. A lot of people don't know about that capture spot, though, so they'll just capture right in the middle, and this is a very easy way to pick them off the flag. Also, if you turn around while you're on top of this track, you can see a little bit of the rooftop that overlooks C. So there's that rooftop right over there, which is a very common place for enemies to be. It's not so common that they'll be on this edge, but sometimes they are, so you can use this to pick them off of there. Now, initially for the B flag, there are no real capture spots to use. It's right out in the open on the middle of this pad that this thing ends up dropping down onto. Once this thing drops down and the B flag moves, a great capture spot that most people will use is right here like this. You just lay down, kind of crawl your way up the stairs a little bit into that capture area. That way, anybody that's inside this building, they won't have a line of sight on you unless they really look hard, they might see a little bit of you, but they won't be able to shoot you very effectively. So that's the best place to capture the B flag if this structure actually gets dropped. Now getting over to the A flag area again, if you're down in this area, you have control of this building. This is good for hardpoints as well, because this is a hardpoint location. A lot of guys will just kind of head glitch the stairs here, and this is pretty good. At least you have some cover. Your enemies likely won't over there, but it's also predictable. So one thing that I like to do to change things up a little bit, I don't use this one all the time because it does take a little while to get here, plus your back is completely exposed to this big open area. But if you jump up onto this windowsill here, look at that. You got a nice little line of sight over top of here, and if they start shooting back at you, all you have to do is crouch and you're safe. So I really like using this spot every now and then just to throw enemies off. Now way back here, I have an awesome line of sight into a really popular choke point in the middle of the map. That's that doorway right there. Basically, if they want to get to the middle of the map from that side of the area, or that side of the map, they have to come through that doorway. So it's a very, very popular place for enemies to be. All you have to do is just walk up right here, and you can kind of head glitch over top of this windowsill. Look at that. All you have to do is crouch to get out of their way, stand up, you have a nice clear shot on them, and you can crouch again. Of course, once this structure that drops onto the B flag, if that's not there, you are exposing yourself quite a bit. But once that structure's there, you have a fair amount of cover from the other side of the map. So this is a great way to pick people off as they come through there. Now, earlier in the video, I showed you a line of sight from inside this building to that rooftop. That was before this structure dropped down. Now, you still can use that line of sight like this. You just have a little bit more blocked for your line of sight. But something you also can do is if you hop on this railing right up here or over here. Oh, guy just keeps slipping off the railing. Must be icy. If you jump up right here, look at that. You get a nice line of sight into the B flag area. And a lot of times if people really aren't paying attention to where they're capturing, you can actually defend the B flag from right here. And you can pick them off as they try to capture it in the open there. So the last line of sight that I have for you guys is to counter the people that will be coming through that doorway right there. Just outside of that doorway is a really popular spawn for the C flag. So this actually works quite effectively as long as you have a little bit of team support around you, because you are exposing yourself to this entire half of the map. So basically if you jump up on top of these right here, you can sort of head glitch over top of this blue thing, and you can pick them off as they come through there. Keep in mind, if they come through the middle, you are pretty much screwed. If they come to that window, you're pretty much screwed. So you don't want to hang out here for too long, but maybe to pick off that one key kill, it's very, very effective for. You can pick them off through there and then just move on. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. Let me know in the comment section below which one of the maps you'd like to see me cover next. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.